We're here today to talk about living with ulcerative colitis. Now, you have recently learned or may have already been diagnosed with this chronic condition, but what you may not know is that you are not alone. It is estimated that about 500,000 Americans live with ulcerative colitis. Today, you'll have an opportunity to meet some of these people and learn about ulcerative colitis from their perspective. You'll gain a better understanding of what ulcerative colitis is, how it's treated, and how remission therapy may help you. You'll also learn some tips for better living.
I'm Ruth, and I now live in Florida. I was ill enough when I was younger that I could not have held a 9-to-5 job because I needed my mornings to go to the bathroom. And then I would be exhausted after that, and I would tell people I do have an illness, and it makes me extremely tired. I'm sorry I can't bake the cookies for the bake sale.
My name's Chris. I live in Ohio. I'm one of 4 boys and girls in my family. When I was initially diagnosed, I was experiencing severe symptoms, and it was pretty scary to hear the diagnosis that that's what it was. And what was going through my mind at the time is that, these symptoms might not go away. I was going to have to deal with them for an undetermined amount of time, maybe years, and that was very frightening. That was very unnerving for me at the time.
I'm Donna, and I'm from Ohio. I have a husband and a daughter and 2 grandchildren. I felt like I was in the dark. I didn't know what this was. What is ulcerative colitis? Your stomach's gurgling and growling, and you're afraid to eat anything because it went right through me. It just, and then run to the bathroom again. And you didn't dare go to anything like a festival where, the bathrooms weren't handy. You just didn't do that. You didn't go to a park. I didn't go outside activities. You basically stayed around the house.
If you've only recently learned that you have ulcerative colitis, you may be wondering what it is. If you've been living with ulcerative colitis, you already know how this condition affects you. Let's take just a moment to review some basic information about your condition. Ulcerative colitis is a form of inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, that involves inflammation of the inner lining of the colon and rectum. When the colon and/or rectum become inflamed, you may experience symptoms of ulcerative colitis, the most common being bloody diarrhea, abdominal pain or cramping, and an urgent need to go to the bathroom. When this happens, you are experiencing a flare-up. It's not unusual to experience feelings of frustration when you are dealing with a flare-up. Most people do. Later, we'll talk about how you can take control of your condition and extend the time between flare-ups. When you're not experiencing a flare-up, you're considered to be in remission. And although your time in remission may include milder symptoms of ulcerative colitis, you may begin to feel like your normal self during this time. Periods of remission vary in duration, anywhere from a matter of days to a number of years. People with ulcerative colitis alternate between flare-ups and periods of remission throughout their lives. And although it's a lifelong condition, the symptoms of ulcerative colitis can often be managed with medication when taken as prescribed by your doctor. Knowledge, attitude, and commitment can help you live an active and full life with ulcerative colitis. While this condition is sometimes difficult and hard for others to fully understand, learning about it can help prepare you to live a healthier life while you continue to meet your personal goals.
I was in the hospital, I think, approximately 2 weeks, which is a long time. And I didn't know what they were giving me. I had an IV in my arm, and I just was weak and just didn't know what to think. It was scary. And I'm sorry.
Well, now I know that it's an illness that I have and that it's exacerbated by tension and pressure or conflict, and that isn't the cause of it. Now, I really, inside myself, I say, don't sweat the small stuff, and if I'm upset, I'll go to the computer and lose myself in it. my whole way of handling my, you could call it inner anger, is much more mature, I hope.
People with ulcerative colitis sometimes feel angry, sad, or isolated. It's normal to experience these feelings. In the past, Ruth, Chris, and Donna might have let ulcerative colitis get the best of them, keeping them from doing the things they enjoyed. Like them, however, you can take action against your condition by educating yourself about ulcerative colitis, sharing with friends and family, and being honest about your condition.
Luckily for me, everyone at work was very supportive of me and, said whatever you need to do to, get healthy, do it. That was something that, yes, I thought about a lot. How is this going to affect me at work? Is this going to be something where I'm running to the restroom, every hour, every 2 hours on the job, and this is going to, cut into my productivity? It did initially, of course, during that period of diagnosis, and once I, started into the remission and the maintenance therapy, it wasn't a problem at all. And now I don't even think about it at work, really.
Though ulcerative colitis can be unpredictable, a recent study showed that remission therapy can often provide you with a measure of control over this tough, persistent condition. Taking your medication regularly and as directed by your doctor can play an important role in managing your symptoms and in increasing your time between flare-ups.
I finally realized I better take the medication the way it's prescribed, and then I would get better. And then once I started achieving that goal, I started getting better. Then my periods of remission were longer in between the flare-ups. So that helps a lot, gives you a lot of encouragement right there.
The answer to how I coped was I was just an ordinary person who muddled through with good doctors, and I was very good about taking the medication. I've always done that.
I learned to, after years, to follow the doctor's program, because there had been times when I was feeling better and he had me on maintenance therapy, and then I would think, well, I think I'm okay. I think I'll cut back a little bit, and then I paid for it.
So why should you take your medication when you feel fine? Your doctor has designed a treatment plan just for you, and taking your medication as prescribed is an important part of treating ulcerative colitis.
For me, the way I describe remission therapy is it compared especially to the active phase of the disease. It's a part where I feel as if I don't even have the disease. I still do, I know that. I think about that from time to time, but I think about it very little. And the remission therapy is real peace of mind for me.
Taking your medication for remission therapy regularly and as prescribed by your doctor offers a number of benefits, including reducing the risk of flare-ups and extending the time between flare-ups.
I feel like I'm free, And I will definitely stick to this, because it makes it so much easier to know that you're going to be okay. And now I feel like I'm leading a normal life.
Talk with your doctor about your medical history and if you have any questions about your medication. It's also important to visit your doctor periodically to monitor your condition and discuss how your treatment plan is working for you. Maintaining good health begins by communicating with your doctor and taking responsibility for your health and well-being. You've already learned how taking your medication regularly and as directed is a critical part of your treatment regimen. Now consider other steps you can take to live well.
I try to exercise some, try to take a daily walk, and it seems to help me because it takes some of the stress off. Even if I had a light day, eating right too, trying to stay on a balanced diet, following like that pyramid group of foods where you have your fruits and vegetables and milk products.
Oh, I would recommend that people get enrolled or involved in support groups of all sorts connected with with their complaint, ulcerative colitis. I think you can solve a lot of the problems that might come up by educating yourself and exchanging information with others.
Make a list in the waiting room or make a list before you go see your doctor of all the questions, because when you're sitting there talking with the doctor, a lot of people are intimidated or flustered in that situation, and they blank out and they say, oh, I wanted to ask the doctor this. So if you go in with a list, you're not going to forget, and the doctor will be happy to answer your questions, but you have to ask them. So go in prepared.
Living well includes doing the things you enjoy. Don't let your condition keep you from spending time with friends and family, visiting favorite places, and being active.
Talking to someone, your doctor, your family, your husband, your children if they're old enough to understand. And that's a good point too I'd like to make, that your children, when they're younger, they don't understand the disease. They don't understand why can't mom or dad come out and play with me? Why are they always in the house? You know, they just don't understand that. And that's a hard thing to deal with. If you can have a family time where you can explain to them in their own way, you know, I love you and I want to be with you, and sometimes I have to take time for myself, and I just want you to understand that.
The interchange of ideas, the knowing that people of all ages and all backgrounds can get this complaint, that it isn't their fault. And you need to be told that over and over again, because when you've got a chronic illness, you do begin to kick yourself and say, I'm doing this, and I should just pull myself together. Well, part of the pulling yourself together would be talking with other people.
Like the people you've met in this video, make sure you take the time you need every day to take care of yourself, including taking your medication, improving your nutrition and diet, managing stress, and seeking out education and emotional support. There are a number of resources as well as support groups available to help you. Ask your healthcare professional for more information about the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. If you haven't already done so, you can enroll in a free information service by calling 1-800-663-6698 or visit the website for people with ulcerative colitis at www.living-better.com. Share these resources with others who have ulcerative colitis so they too can benefit from these resources. Today you've learned about ulcerative colitis and the importance of remission therapy. You've also heard some ideas on how to cope and live with your condition. Now that you have the knowledge and insights of people with ulcerative colitis, it's up to you to take the appropriate steps toward living an active and full life.
Now in my life where I feel confident about going places I didn't go before, doing activities with my family. Like I said, at one time I would play basketball with my grandson now. I wouldn't have done that before.
Take care of yourself. Go for regular checkups, whether you feel well or you don't feel well. Know yourself. Recognize your stress points, because although stress didn't cause it, stress will make it worse.
Don't be afraid to tell everybody exactly what's going on. I mean, it's a part of your life and will be a part of your life. And, you know, the people around you, your friends, your family, that is something that they deserve to know, and you deserve to tell them so they can have that knowledge and be supportive of you.
We hope you found this video helpful in learning to live with ulcerative colitis. Consider sharing it with friends and family to help them understand your condition. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Please complete and mail the brief postcard that accompanies this video.
Funding for this video is made possible by Procter & Gamble Pharmaceuticals. Talk with your doctor to see if remission therapy is right for you. Responses to remission therapy can vary. In addition, drug therapy may cause side effects. For more information about the Living with Ulcerative Colitis program, call 1-800-663-6698. Enroll today in this free service and receive a welcome kit, a newsletter subscription, and informative brochures. Call today for materials that will be sent to you in discreet and personalized packaging.